Oh gosh, my music didn't come on. I'm not sure what happened. I had the intro
Hold on,
and it said failed to play. That's weird.
it's all good. I got it's K-Cee Deeva, y'all. It's K-Cee Deeva.
Thank you. Thank you, bro, for that intro. Not sure what's happening, but hey, what up, peeps? It's your girl, K-Cee Deeva, and her crew. We are here once again. Now, if you're tuning in, this is the last show we're going to do for summer. And then, just like your favorite fall TV shows, we're going to take a little summer break because we got some traveling and some stuff to do, stuff going on, people to see. Um, and then we'll be back in the fall with all new episodes. So yeah, but in the meantime, we'll do some replays. You know, sometimes you can't catch everything, so we'll do some replays for you. But you'll catch us live once again in the fall. All right, this is Northwest Nightcap, where we talk about all entertainment stuff going on. Lots going on in entertainment that we'll get to in just a few moments. But first, I want to introduce my crew, as I love to call them, my family. To my, let's see, my right, your left, the beautiful, the effervescent Miss Princess Robin, host of Traveler's Guide to Venus and Mars, available on all platforms and on, what are the call letters?
DFWIRadio.com.
Yes.
Shout out to Pearl Jones.
Shout out Pearl, and that's Texas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Texas, right on.
Fort Worth, iRadio.
Oh, Dallas, Fort Worth, my old stomping ground in college. We were up there quite a bit. Love me some Dallas. All right, so check that show out. All the latest and greatest in relationships. And you might get some episodes with yours truly, along with Aunt and Bro as well. We had some fun chatting about relationships with Robin. Princess Robin, that is. All right. And then right in the box below her, we're doing this Brady Bunch style, her hubby, Mr. Kurt K.C. Clayton. He's the musical director for the legendary Confunction. What up, bro?
What ups?
Always good to see you. And last but certainly not least, the very handsome Mr. Anthony Adams. Anthony, we've been at this podcast thing for a while now. But radio, back to Urban World. I almost said Urban League. Back to Urban World Talk.
With the late great Joe Madison.
Urban World Talk. You know, the 90 Day Fiance. Man, we've been at this for a while.
We really have. Oh, good to see everybody again. Good to see
as
everybody.
Always.
This is like
always.
the last day of school before we go on summer vacation.
Right. Speaking of vacations, what you got planned? Where you going anywhere fun this summer?
Annual trip to all the theme parks in California. I'm excited because my brother Alexander is flying out from Connecticut, and that's gonna be the first time he's hanging out with me down there. And then I will be pivoting out of my main role at my job into a different role for the summer. So I'm excited about that. So that's going to be that's a huge deal for me. So I got a lot going on this summer. So,
I see. Yeah. All right. And bro says, well, bro, you're always on the road, man.
Yeah, but this time I'm taking my lovely wife with me.
Right on.
Yeah, well, one place that's always was on our bucket list, and you know we were going to try to do it before COVID hit, but luckily, you know, God answers prayers. So this summer, the last 2 weeks of July, we're going to be in Maspalomas, Spain, and then Paretta, Italy.
That sounds very cool. Very cool. Kind of
a paid vacation situation.
Yes. Right on. Well, y'all are far ahead of me because I got nothing planned. I'm going to a conference in Wenatchee at some point. But other than that, I got to get busy. I've just been busy with work and everything, and time has just flown by. I just got my certification as a wellness practitioner. Very excited about that. More to come in the fall. Got some plans, for the podcast, and this is going to be focused on Gen X because we are the forgotten generation, all right? But we are badass. Don't get it twisted. So, yes.
I would like to come on that podcast too, because even though I am considered a millennial, I believe it was on Princess Robin's podcast. I coined the term Generation X Deluxe Edition because I remember what life was like before social media.
He was
I would
like,
like to
I
come
don't
on
want
there.
to be on this episode. I know.
Well,
I was like,
I know how to. Hey, I know how to put two
millennial.
quarters in a payphone and make a phone call. And if worse come
we
to
might
worse,
let you make an appearance, and we might let you make an appearance.
yeah,
We'll
okay. The
see.
worst
We'll
come to
see.
worst, I know how to call, collect, say when they say your name, say with the emergency, hey, pick me up from the barbershop, I'm ready to go, and then hang up real fast.
So you know what a cassette tape is as well.
Exactly.
All right, we'll think about it. All right, let's get down to these topics because we got a lot of stuff to cover. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way because I'm not thrilled about talking about him. I'm just kind of disgusted with the whole situation. But I'm not gonna go into the details on Diddy. I mean, unless you literally have been under a rock and have no TV and don't have any access to the internet, which I highly doubt. Seems like everyone has a smartphone nowadays. You kind of know what's been going on in the lawsuits against him and the accusations. What I want to talk about with my crew, though, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it, is the apology. So the latest in Diddy news, was that videotape that surfaced. That it's alleged. The rumors are that maybe the feds leaked it. We don't know for sure. Allegedly leaked this videotape that they found at one of his homes when they did the big raid. And it was a very graphic, horrific video of Cassie, who is who did the first lawsuit against him and settled out of court. After he denied all the claims that he was abusive and did all these horrible things to her, this video clearly shows that was a lie. And so it turned my stomach to watch the video. He just she was trying to get away and he beat her really bad and drug her back. It was just really hard to watch. And then he comes out with the apology. Now, in my opinion, as I saw this apology, my stomach turned yet again because I thought this is so staged. I mean, clearly a PR manager of his wrote it for him. It just did not seem sincere in the least bit, in my opinion. And so I'm just going to read a snippet of what he said here, and then I want to just talk to the crew and see what your thoughts are on it. He came on with this, kind of sad sack look. And he said, I was disgusted when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and sought professional help. I got into going to therapy, going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to being a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry. He also said, my behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. And he posted that on Instagram. He's been pretty quiet with everything else going on. So I'm going to start with Princess. Princess, what were your thoughts in this apology? And do you think it's sincere?
No, I also felt like it sounded pretty staged. I mean, that wasn't a new video. It's just newly, made public.
Right.
And he had all the time leading up to this to own up to his bad doings. And conveniently, after all the denials, now he's going to say sorry. Too little, too late, bruh.
Yeah. Full agreement with you on there, Princess. Bro, what are your thoughts?
The only thing that he's really sorry about is that they found the video.
Mm.
That's here's the thing, and but the bigger part of that, everybody's missing the bigger picture, because the hotel video, he had that, so that lets you know how much power he has for him to have the actual hotel video footage
Mm.
in his possession,
Mm-hmm.
because he knew of all the things that he had done, and he made sure he had gotten all the evidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and so the main thing that, you know, and the dumbest part about it was he kept it.
Right. I mean, but it also shows the arrogance, right? It shows his arrogance. You know, I call it the God complex. Like, no one can touch me. You know.
But even then, but it was already said, you know, numerous times that he would show various videos of his acts to his friends and buddies and all this stuff, basically showing, like you said, showing his arrogance and showing how powerful he is. And that's the only thing that he's actually sorry about, was the fact that, you know, he got caught. It's just like most people with a sad apology. The only reason why they're apologizing is because they finally got caught.
Exactly. Yeah. And
well, it's interesting too, because not only did he get a copy of the tape, but he also clearly forgot that, hey, there's a chance that somebody else might have a copy of this as well, because I don't think that tape came from what the police took when they raided his house, because that's still under investigation what was raided. I think that came from somebody that used to work at the hotel. And if I'm correct, that hotel's not even around anymore. It changed.
No. Well, yeah, and that was all. Those are just rumors, right? People are speculating. Yeah. They're like, "Where did this video come from?" That's why I said allegedly.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the rumor was that but we don't really know.
Yeah, we don't. You know? We don't. Yeah, but again, it's always one of those things where it's like somebody sees that, and you know for a fact that they can sell that to TMZ. It's just like allegedly. It's like, as far as the apology goes, yeah, it's like, dude, you just deny. It's no different than, you know, somebody denying, oh, I didn't cheat in this game and everything, and then come to find out, well, there's proof that you did, so you're only sorry because you got caught. You were better off just sticking to your guns to begin with. Yeah. You know, but as far as I'm concerned, he's done, and it's interesting because I was having a conversation with one of my friends about this the other day, and me and him were talking, and I said, you know, if you asked me 5 years ago what Diddy's legacy was, I would have said he's one of the greatest businessmen, one of the greatest producers of all time. 10, 15 years ago, his legacy is he's the architect behind some of the greatest music to our lives. Now, I don't know what his legacy is anymore. You know, I as of right now, I've taken a lot of his music out of my rotation. I really have.
Well, speaking for myself, I wouldn't say he was like the greatest for me. I liked some of his music. I liked some of the people he produced, but I wouldn't put him in a greatest category. Although there are people that do, people that love rap music and, you know, what have you. To each his own. Do you all think what?
I mean, at the end of the day, you still have to give credit where credit is due.
100.
Late 90s and early 2000s, Bad Boy was everywhere.
Mm.
Their music was the soundtrack. Just like, whether we like it or not, R. Kelly's music was everywhere. His music was the soundtrack of certain.
Well, that's what I
didn't like it then either, though.
That's what I mean. I don't think that, you know. It was a soundtrack. It was a big deal, but you know, I can't say it was like.
I'm just saying that catalog, you know, and that soundtrack, you know, those were the house parties that a lot of people were jamming to.
Mm-hmm. Well, but hold on, Ann. I don't want to lose my thought. I wanted to talk about the R. Kelly thing because that you mentioned, bro, because I see this possibly going down that same kind of road, right? Like I've even seen it online on social media. You got the people that are saying, I'm deleting, his catalog from my music and I'm never gonna listen to music again. And you got some of the folks like, well, wait a minute now, I mean, yeah, he's clearly, got some issues, but that shouldn't take away from his talent or what he contributed, and so is that what I'm hearing you two saying?
Mm-mm.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because here's the thing: we are quick to boycott our own,
Mm-hmm.
but still watch John Wayne movies and Charlton Heston and Mel Gibson and all these and a lot of actors and and Jerry Lee Lewis and
Mm-hmm.
Elvis Presley. The list goes on and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So there are times we have selective, memory, or we have selective selections about who we're going to, ban and not ban and all that kind. Like Eazy-E said, years ago. Hey, when they were destroying the CD, hey, they bought them.
Yeah, that is true when you think about it. Yeah, I remember watching that going, he's got a point. Like they're just, they still get paid.
Tell them about some
Yeah.
more. Buy some more and destroy them too.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that like R. Kelly, some of the streaming services removed his catalog and stuff? Do you
No,
do you see that happening? Do you think they should?
No.
they're not. They're not, because at the end of the day, first of all, the difference between R. Kelly's catalog and Bad Boy's catalog. R. Kelly's catalog was 99.7% all original. The Bad Boy catalog was 99.9% samples of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So his catalog is based
Mm-hmm.
upon him using other people's material to make
Mm-hmm.
another hit, right? So even with that being said, the main ones that's going to benefit off of that, just like they did R. Kelly, is the record label who owns the masters, because they're going to still license those songs out to different movies and to different commercials and all that, and that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
Princess, what are your thoughts on? Do you think that they should do like they did R. Kelly and remove the music? All this contingent on. I mean, well, I personally feel like we've seen enough. But obviously he hasn't gone through the court system and been found guilty of all the other stuff. We do know he's guilty of this this incident that we were able to see, which of course leads some to believe that there were a lot more, and there's some truth to all these lawsuits. But what are your thoughts on it? Let's say he ends up in the same boat as R. Kelly. Do you think he should get the same treatment?
So I kind of look at it like this. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I feel like the music is the job. The person is the villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never maybe the Lord has, made me not love the, like evil people in music. But
Yeah.
while I never an R. Kelly fan, never really a P. Diddy fan,
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boy, the artists in that on that label were pretty amazing, and I don't even associate them. I mean, and we have this discussion all the time, like I'm looking at music as a civilian. Hubby's like, so and so wrote it, so and so produced it. I'm like, who knew that?
Yeah.
I mean, of course we know Diddy, but I'm saying that music is, what was good then is still good music. That was the job. That was good work.
And
he can be thrown under the jail if he is, found guilty.
Right.
And you don't want to penalize all. Now he was more so a producer than an artist.
Exactly.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you don't want to penalize Faith Evans and Biggie,
Very good point. Yeah.
Mary
Yeah, Mary J. Yep.
And Lil Kim. You don't want to penalize the Bad Boy roster, 112, all of them, and everything that they brought. because of his actions.
Yeah,
Right.
no, good, very good point. Now, I've seen this online, and I've even thought it myself. It's kind of interesting to me that all those people you just named, like no one has said a word that I've seen. They have all been, you know what I mean?
That's because they all have great lawyers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, Mary J. Blige actually spoke out and said something.
Did she? I missed that. What did she say?
She put a statement out on, I think it was her Instagram, but she said something like, I can no longer be somebody's friend anymore that I know does wrong. Of course, I'm paraphrasing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said that. And then Kelly Price has actually come out, and not in defense of Diddy, but she said, I'm praying for you, and I pray that God heals your soul and heals you and everything. So it's interesting. So you haven't had a lot of people come out and say something, but then again, you also had Boozy come out and say, where's all of Diddy's friends that need to be defending him?
Boozy. So, anytime he talks, I really don't listen. But yeah, it's always some rambling nonsense.
I just recently did a song with him.
Boozy?
Yeah, nice. with him and Sir Charles.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh no, go ahead, bro.
No, but see, part of it is it's just like any situation. You got to let it play out in the court systems,
right?
And their representation is saying, listen, first of all, we can't get entangled in that because we don't want to stop, our cash flow. We don't want to stop your show and your money because all of a sudden people may, right now we're not saying don't support him, but don't be out here publicly trying to just rah. Behind the scenes, yeah, if you want to, call him and pray for him and speak to him and talk to him, say, hey, bro, we're here for you. But publicly, it's just like at the end of the day, it's just like any company, any business. When someone does wrong, the company has to still protect their own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see Mary J coming, and I commend her for that because she was a victim of abuse.
Yeah.
Domestic abuse herself.
She was,
so it would be really unusual for her to on this if seeing that video enough would be like, I got to come out and say, once I was that person getting my butt kicked.
And I think a lot of it is everybody, basically all of them, what they're doing is what they're supposed to do. If someone asks you a question, then you give an answer. That's different than you going out and publicly like, let me make my own statement. Because the press is going to always try to ask them, hey, how do you feel about this?
Leading question. Yeah. Well, I did watch a documentary the other day by TMZ, and they interviewed Aubrey O'Day, who, she was kind of like, hey, I've been telling you guys this for years, and you basically poo-pooed me and told me I was just disgruntled and angry. And surprise,
Yeah, they made her a pariah.
Yeah, they totally did. They totally did.
But same thing as Jaguar Wright. Jaguar been saying it for 3 years.
Yeah. Now with Jaguar Wright, I don't know. So I don't. With her, sometimes it sounds so outlandish. I'm like, is she for real? Is she, is it true or not? I don't know. I don't know much about her, but I know she's been around the game for a while.
Well, now they're starting to see Jaguar like Cat, because when Cat Williams said what he said, a lot of people started like, because you might be angry. But then all of a sudden, when the dominoes start to fall, okay, well now maybe I don't look so crazy, or they don't look so crazy. Because Jaguar, she admits she had her addictions, and she had her she had to be institutionalized and all that kind. But that doesn't take away from the fact that she was in the room when a lot of these things was going down.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Diddy's not the biggest. And Diddy's not the biggest fish.
No, and that's been the other kind of under online and stuff. The buzz, you've got some higher ups shaking in their boots because he's been known to videotape everything that goes on, and so. Okay, so speaking of people speaking out or not speaking out, however you want to look at it. Cameron. Now he had like one hit, and I can't remember. He had one hit I liked back in the 90s. I can't call it, I can't remember it, but I remember he had one song that I thought was kind of a banger. And so, but I haven't really kept up with him since then. So he was on CNN and he did, was doing an interview, and the reporter, I actually did you guys watch the interview itself? Did you have a chance to? Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the excerpts. You out there in watching us now, if you have not seen the interview, I encourage you to watch it because it's actually comical. It's kind of unbelievable, like just his whole demeanor. So he comes on and the reporter, asked him about the video, obviously, with Cassie and Diddy dragging her down the hallway and such. So the reporter asked his thoughts about it, and here one of his responses was, he took full responsibility for his actions. And it's kind of mellow at that point or whatever. And then he said that oh no, hold on, my browser closed. No. Okay. So now I'm trying to read the exact quote. Okay, so he says she talked about the apology, after the video. He said the apology ain't for me, it's for Cassie. And he says he ain't do nothing for me. What I think about it don't matter. You need to ask Cassie if she accepts the apology. I said what I said. And he was just very what's the word? Contentious. He seemed like he didn't want to be there. And the perception is that he was like, oh, and at one point he said, what kind of interview is this? Because it seemed like he was caught off guard. He thought he was there to talk about some other things. Yeah. And of course, the reporter's like, oh, I got somebody that worked with Diddy. Let me see what he knows. Now, as a former journalist, I know that that's what we do, right? Where we got this person, okay, yeah, we got this big case going on with this big mogul. I'm going to see what he knows. Typically, though, and I would be surprised if CNN, but then again, it is media. I would be surprised if they didn't give him some clue ahead of time that would be part of the interview. But he seemed completely surprised, and basically was like, I'm not here to talk about Diddy. Like, what are we doing here? Bro, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think he was truly ambushed, or was he just kind of being,
No, he was kind of ambushed because, first of all, CNN, they didn't do their homework because who they really wanted to do that, who they really wanted to talk to was Mace. But here's the thing: Cameron and Mace has a podcast together, right?
Okay.
So, and on top of that, Cameron thinking he's going to be on there talking about the podcast and talking about his book and all that. So basically they said, hey, CNN want to interview you. He's like, cool. So he's thinking this to promote, what they're doing. Because his thing was he was not a part of Bad Boy. He was never part of Bad Boy. It's like, so why are you asking me about Diddy? I don't know that dude like that. I was never in that circle. You talking about my boy Mace, right? That's just like, people mistaking, Samuel Jackson for Wesley Snipes.
Right.
You're talking to the wrong person.
So they originally wanted to interview Mace.
Yes.
And so, Cameron said, I can do it. And
no. It was not that. They didn't do their homework. They just figured, hey, let's just get a rapper
to talk about Diddy.
Once again, let's just get a black rapper because they all know each other and they all run like that, and everybody knows what's going on. And he's like, no. And that's why he tried to be cordial at first. He's like, okay. And that's why I said, look, who booked this? I thought I was going to be here talking about, so that's why he was trying to hold his peace for so long. It's like, y'all keep asking me about. That's why when he said, listen, the apology is not for me. That's for Cassie. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, he was clearly irritated. Yeah, he was visibly irritated. He said, who's the talent agent for this joint? You think I'd be sitting there? Yeah, I mean, I literally burst out laughing watching it. It was hilarious. He said, "You think I'd be sitting around watching what Diddy do? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that y'all invited me to. Who booked this joint?" He snapped.
Exactly, because they didn't. Once again, normally someone's going to book you. They say, "Hey, we want to book you to discuss this."
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's thinking, okay, you all are booking me to talk about our podcast because of, the numbers are growing, and and they're doing a lot of stuff. And on top of that, they do a lot of stuff in the community and all kinds of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's thinking he's gonna come on there and talk about what they're actually doing. And he's not trying to get him caught up in no mess. It's like if we ain't talking about uplifting the community, don't be coming to me with this.
Yeah, I can't blame him on that. I can't blame him on that. I would have been, he later wrote on Instagram, F they invite me on CNN for. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I just couldn't I just couldn't tell. I was like, wait a minute, is he truly caught off guard, or did he know and he's just trying to evade the
He was truly
questions?
caught off guard. It's the whole all black people look alike.
Well,
and
so CNN, I mean, that's what happens. You get somebody to go rogue during an interview.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on that before we move on?
Real quick, didn't Cameron did he pull out like a bottle and pour himself a shot or something during that?
Yes. He's like, I'm gonna take this shot right quick or something. He mumbled something. I didn't catch it, but
well, I'm gonna take a sip of this bubbly right here real quick for Cameron. It's sparkling cider. No, I was sure he did that.
Anthony, what was the song that Diva liked back in the day?
Hey, Ma,
I know you.
What's up? All right, we gonna get it on the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's okay. Yes, that's it.
Well, I mean, and then going back to what Bro said, two things. One, CNN didn't do their homework on Cameron, because if you would have done your homework, you would have seen that Anderson Cooper interview he did years ago when he got asked about, snitching and the serial killer.
Really?
And he said, I ain't gonna call the police, but I'll probably move. I'm like, you really thought you was gonna get an intelligent answer out of this guy?
Wow.
And that's not to say Cameron's not an intelligent guy, but it's like you really thought you was gonna get a Harvard answer out of this guy? No, he's from Harlem. No.
Cameron's from the streets.
He's from Harlem. Come on. And then on top of that, but I will say this I guess in defense of journalism, because Diva, you and I both come to the broadcast journalism world. Mm-hmm. It's the old Roddy Piper advantage. When you think you got the answers, I change the questions.
Yeah.
As soon as that light goes on, you think you got, okay, yeah, we'll probably have this, but as soon as that light goes on, I'm taking control of this and I can change the questions on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that.
Yeah. They, like I said, they automatically thought, once again, because he's associated with Mace, that he would have the exact same knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, that's now if you want to ask him about Jay-Z, or Dame Dash,
that's more different. Yeah.
Rockefeller, then he can give you all of that. And he has no problem with that. But you're asking him about something, he's like, that ain't my fight. And I don't even know why y'all booked me. He was like, that's why he was like, who booked this joint?
He's like, yeah. It was interesting, the comments online that I saw. There were a lot of people that kind of empathize with the reporter. They're like, oh, he was rude and he didn't have to be unprofessional and what have you. So she got a lot of empathy for
and once again, they put her in a bad position because once again, she's just the on-air talent.
Yep.
And that's why, once again, it goes and he said the right thing. Who's a talent agent that booked this?
Right.
And who's the producer of the show that said, hey, because the on-air talent, all they do is they just get a script.
Yeah.
That's all they know.
Yeah, they got a teleprompter, with the script on there, and they're reading from it. Princess, because you've had some on-air experience yourself, I'm just curious. Let's say that you were in that young lady's position interviewing Mr. Cameron. How would you have handled it? She, the reporter, like you didn't see the interview, but she kept her cool. I mean, she kept her cool the whole time. She, but Yeah, that
You
was
know me. I just turn it into a joke of some kind and just laugh about it. We just start laughing about something
pour
together.
me up one
That's
too.
how I deal with stress. I just make a joke about it.
Right,
Yeah.
Is
right.
that not true?
Yeah, I mean, I might have been like, "What you pouring over there?" I want one. No,
No, hey, let me get a shot.
let me get a shot.
I know you ain't gonna drink
Yeah.
alone, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers. Yeah, who did book this?
Well, note to self: do not book camera for any reason.
Oh no, no. I mean. Now here's the thing. He gives great interviews
Mhm.
when you're talking about his lane.
Something's
You know,
relevant. Yeah, I got you.
if you're talking about Jay-Z and bad business and and talk about the contracts and stuff. Now
Mm-hmm.
he's a very smart businessman.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, he lives by that street code. Hey, listen, I ain't here to be snitching on nobody else, and I ain't here to be putting out nobody's dirt, nobody's dirt, because I'm trying to make sure they don't put my dirt out there. So that ain't my fight.
Right. And I think that's very smart, actually. All right. I'm just gonna mention this. Nothing really to talk about other than 50 cents. 50 Cent says Netflix won a bidding war. He's got a docu-series on Diddy lined up, and apparently they won the bidding war. I do have a question. Anthony, bro, one of you probably know the answer to this, maybe not. I don't, what is the beef? Like, what, because if you've been paying attention, 50 has been going hard against Diddy. Anytime he can get a jab in, he's like, so now he's got this docu-series that he's putting out. Somebody tell me, well, I don't know the history. I don't keep up with rap like that. Like, what is the beef?
You want to
Go
go
ahead,
first, bro?
Make it quick. What is it?
You go first. You go first.
Oh, I watched this breakdown of the beef between them today,
Oh,
and
okay.
it started because I guess it was like friendly banter back and forth.
Uh,
50 is known for trolling people, and at
uh,
one point, Fifth used to work for Bad, but he ghost wrote for Diddy. Well, apparently, according to 50, he did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and he said he was at his late friend Chris Lighty's wedding when Diddy approached him and said,
uh.
"Yeah, man, we should hang out sometime. I want to take you shopping."
Okay, I heard a clip of that. I didn't get it though. Oh, so he. Oh. Okay.
50 got so offended by that. He's like, what am I? You trying to take me on a date or something? He's like, what you trying to spend money on me for? What I need to go shopping for?
Exactly. Like, what
He
we
got
gonna
his
buy?
own money.
We gonna buy matching outfits, all this kind of stuff. He said this. He
He
said this.
did.
Wow.
He did.
Okay, so that started the whole and that's why he's been kind of clowning. I know he said some stuff at his concerts and like, "I want you won't ever catch me at a Diddy party" and stuff like that.
They hug you from the front and hug you from the back.
Right. Okay.
It started there, and then keep in mind, Puffy. He takes the whole bad boy and that whole brand
Mm,
seriously. He's trying to be like this gangster, right?
mm, mm,
And there are a lot of times he was trying to strong arm like radio and strong arm other labels into
mm.
doing what he wanted. And he tried to approach 50 in the exact same way. And 50's like, bro, I'm not that one. We can settle this like men right now.
Right. Right.
You
I can see
know,
that. Yeah,
so
I
so
can see
that
that.
so that so that was another part of it as well
Mm,
you know because 50 had 50 has G Unit, and
mm-hmm,
and so forth, and and he had all his guys, and
mm-hmm,
he put them on, but at the same time he was uplifting his guys. I mean, they had like shoe deals and all kind of endorsements, and and he was trying to show them how to make the money, whereas
mm-hmm.
Diddy was keeping all the money, you know,
For himself.
and
Mm-hmm,
for himself, and
mm-hmm,
building his situation, and
mm-hmm.
had Biggie and everybody else signed into really really bad deals.
Mm.
Sure did.
And several artists that Diddy had at one point was trying to get out of their contracts and go over to G Unit.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a history. There's a lot going on between. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I will certainly be tuning into the series as soon as it comes out because I'm super curious how this is going to play out. And speaking of 50 Cent, Power Book 2 back tomorrow. Yes, the finale.
Tonight at midnight, I will be watching.
And there are rumors that Ghost is not dead, which we've been saying all along. But we'll see how it plays out. You know what I predict? My prediction is that he's going to show up like the very last episode or something. I don't think it's going to be in the beginning. They're going to make us wait.
Yeah.
And you know they're going to do that stupid thing where they'll give us 3 episodes and they'll say, continued in September 11th. And it's like, I just get so mad when they do that.
They're pulling a Netflix on us. That's what
Yeah. Do you, bro? I'm gonna say, do you guys watch Power, bro?
No, but we keep saying, well, didn't we say we were gonna pick it up? The Power book. I was so over. What's the little boy's name?
I watched the original Power.
Oh, Tariq.
I wanted to choke him.
Everybody did.
Like Tasha, that's her name, right?
Tasha.
Yeah.
And so I was like, when Power ended, I was like, good riddance, because I couldn't take another moment of either one of them.
A lot of people did. Mm-hmm.
But I hear that it's a good show, so maybe I could see past it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will come back just to see Ghost.
Right. I mean, I have to admit, I was that way in the beginning, and actually Anthony was the one that said, you might want to check it out. It's actually pretty good. So I was like, okay, fine. So I ended up kind of binge watching it, and I was surprised. I was like, okay, his acting has gotten a little better.
That's the best.
It's not his acting that bothered me. He was playing that role so well. I was like, I want to put my foot in this little boy's tiny. He needs to get.
I mean, when we were watching it, she would get so frustrated and flustered and like, oh.
That's hilarious.
This Joker.
I don't like bad kids. I don't like bad kids. I just no tolerance.
I can hear Princess saying this joke. I can actually hear her saying that.
I'm like, he gives me a migraine. This Joker.
Oh my goodness.
It was not good. It was not good.
Well, I'm excited. I will be glued to the TV tomorrow night, and as many episodes as they give us before the stupid hiatus for the summer.
That's when you got to binge watch all of them, Raising Cane and all of them.
Yeah. Was that good?
Raising Cane. Oh, I love that show.
That one I was gonna try, but I just never could catch it. But
watch it.
Okay.
That one is really, really good because the acting's phenomenal, the storylines. Like I loved it. I can't wait for that to come back too. That'll come back after Power Book 2. So
well, this is good. This is something for us to watch now.
And that's another part of the feud also. Because 50 was able to branch off into other situations and be more successful, more so on the film and television side than Diddy was. Diddy branched off into, alcohol, right?
Yeah, and reality TV, the making the band thing. Yeah.
Which was, once again, and even that, and I don't know if that just came out, and he was talking about how that group, he tried to make all of them sign a contract and pay them like $1,250.
Was that Danny Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aubrey talked about that. I mean, she had a lot to say. Actually,
that other little group too, right? Dream, wasn't that his group?
Oh, Day 26.
Day 26.
But who's Dream? Was Dream
was his group? Yeah, Dream was his group too. They were actually the first pop girl group that Bad Boy had.
I don't remember that.
I only knew one song that they had, but that song was funky.
Yeah, He Loves Me, He Loves You Not. They had
that's a good song.
Yeah, they were. I didn't know they were under him though. I do remember that He Loves You. Yeah.
Yeah, that was them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I only remember that because there was some other drama regarding one of those members
yeah.
that was on Investigation Discovery.
Meatball Julia. Oh, you're talking about the Nick Carter thing?
That's right. That's right.
I'm sure this will be on. Oh, I'm sure this will be on ID at some point, Princess. This whole, it's definitely gonna be.
Yeah, I'm into the crime stuff.
Speaking of which, this is totally off topic. Have you seen Mean Girl Murders?
I have seen some episodes. Yes.
I thought it was gonna be like, I was like, it's gonna be so stupid, and it was on one day, and I was bored, and I was like, then I went to the channel because I was like, now I'm kind of curious. Some of the stuff is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
Yeah. Some ruthless young chicks be doing. Well, not even all young. Some of them are like grown women.
Right, but even the high school, it's just like, I'm in the middle of one now. I actually was watching it before we did this, and this horrible car accident happened. 2 people were killed. They thought the girl might have been on something. Turned out, she wasn't. She can't remember past the accident. And I had to pause it to do this, but it's leading up to make me think somebody did something to their car, which I'm like, this is like something out of the movies. Like, this is crazy.
Oh yeah, reality is so interesting.
Ooh, man.
Look around and you go see some interesting
stuff
all around you. You already know I know murderers.
Oh my goodness! Last thing on TV. That is true. Last thing I want to say on this whole film TV thing, since we're on it. Tubi. Has anybody watched any Tubi movies?
Oh god, the one with Claudia Jordan, yeah.
Listen, every now and then one comes on that I'm like, so I follow this lady on Instagram and she lets you know the ones that she thinks are decent movies. Some of them were like trash. I'm like, not for me. But there's one, Marquez Houston, he's actually done some kind of, pretty decent Black movies before. He's produced them. I didn't know he was doing all that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he produced this one, but he's in one that's on there called Best Friend. That looks kind of interesting. I'll be watching that later tonight with a glass of wine. But
you're not a bad looking fella either.
Just saying.
Tubi is the modern day Dolomite.
Oh my god!
No.
Hey,
Tubi is the modern day.
Dolomite.
Tubi is the modern day blaxploitation network.
Right.
Exactly. But it's all remakes. Versions of Dolomite, bad actors,
my cheeks hurt. Even the names, My Neighbor Next Door, the girl on the stairs.
It's like
stepmom.
You can tell they just got the line. Hold on. You gonna do this to me?
And here's the kicker. They don't even use AI when they shoot somebody. It's like copy and paste.
Right. Oh god.
Okay,
I watched this one Tubi clip I saw online. Was with Claudia Jordan. She shot the guy that she found out was cheating on her. Shot the mother of his wife or whatever, and then the little boy comes in. I'm like, oh, she shot the baby. I'm like, oh Lord.
I'm just a kid. Poof.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord. I said, oh Lord, she done shot the baby.
Princess, what were you saying? You said something.
I think I just said now I have to watch one movie just to get the experience.
Right, you have. I'm telling you. Now they also have, like, I watched one with Liam Neeson that came on, and I was like, no, don't tell me he's a pretty big actor. I'm like, he's not doing Tubi movies, but it wasn't. So they do have like major movies on there too, but then they have their originals that are just like what Anthony described. So I can't wait to watch Best Friend tonight.
I think we have a friend who was in a Tubi movie. I think you saw it, Diva.
Did I?
This was quite some time ago.
Oh.
I haven't seen it, but I remember hearing about it on social media.
But
Oh,
Kiki,
is it? Good.
Kiki Milton was in a Tubi movie.
That's
Who?
what I'm talking about.
That's
babe.
what I thought. Yeah, that
That's
was a
what I'm
Tubi movie.
talking about.
That was a Tubi movie. I don't
You know,
remember.
Yeah,
I
look, first of all, it's a Tubi movie where you can still hear all the cars driving by because the mics are real bad.
We should make one. We should make one the next time we're all together.
We should totally do a Tubi movie.
Shoot it all on our phones.
That's
And
how we
just-
Oh my god. Y'all got me crying today.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Before we leave, okay, we got time for
Did
maybe
you even
one.
say what you were gonna say about Tubi?
I don't know, Princess. All I know is I don't
hijacked.
remember at this point.
Yeah. Oh, Tubi.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, no, I want to find out more. So earlier in the show, we talked about vacations, and bro, you talked about y'all going to Italy and Spain.
Yeah.
I think it was. Now you're going there for a festival. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're going. Every year they have both locations. It's kind of like a combination. They have these soul festivals because, believe it or not, soul music and black music in general is huge overseas. Germany, Italy, Spain, and mainly old school, like blues and soul.
Okay.
Stax and High Records and So, and every year they have this festival, and it's like a 3-day festival in both cities. Maspalomas is like the week before, and then Paretta, Italy, the following week. And so they invite several artists to come over and perform, a lot of, just classics, Memphis soul. And so the Memphis Music Hall of Fame band, I am the musical director for it. We were invited this year to be the headline band, and we're actually backing Wendy Moulton, who was on The Voice.
Oh, yeah, I like her.
We have a complete Memphis lineup: Wendy Moulton, Jonathan Richmond, Jonathan Ellison, Jerome Chisholm, and our good friend Gerald Richardson, who is one of the singers for Cameo, but he's from Memphis. I
love some Cameo.
And then we're going to also be accompanying Billy Vera. Billy Vera is a white blues singer, the white soul singer. You might remember back in the day, he had a song called "At This Moment." What do you do?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be playing for him as well, and so we're gonna be there for 2 weeks. So we're gonna be a week.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so a week in Maspalomas, Spain, on the water, Canary Islands.
Okay.
On the water, and then we leave there, and then the following week we go to Paretta, Italy, which is a small village in Italy, and it's in the mountains, and it's kind of like a spa type of situation.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Can I hide out in somebody's luggage?
Hey,
So can I get stowed away?
Yeah, so I was able to get wifey, to
get some extra big luggage that I can just fit in.
Yeah, so wifey, she got, and that was the only why I finally, inked the deal, because this is gonna be a good opportunity for us to finally go and and so me and wifey can go and have a second honeymoon.
I'm excited. That's awesome.
For us, so
And that's awesome. Congrats on them, choosing you guys to do that. I think that's amazing. So we'll have to talk all about it when we reconvene.
Yeah.
Got to hear how that goes.
As soon as we get back, we'll be coming up there. We get back on the 29th, and then we'll be home for 2 days. And then we come up there, and Confunction will be at Jazz Alley.
Oh, right. In August, right? I think I saw August. Yep. I already peeped it. I already told the fam, I'm like, Confunction in August this year. Because,
come on.
I would say, mom and pops, and bro, they love Princess and Ramen. I'm Princess and bro. So
we love them too.
She be man.
Walk with
I'm
her
telling you,
seat on
back in
me.
their prime, like the Royal Esquire Club, that was the thing back in the day. They were always down there.
Your
They were
favorite.
always. I'm telling you, they were always down there. They had other little clubs. They had one called, I think it was called the Cotton Club, and they used to have like these balls, like the firefighters, black firefighters, black police officers. They used to do like balls, and couples would go and get all gussied up. And my parents would go every year. We don't have anything like that now. It sucks. I love music. I love to dance, but anywho,
Yeah.
I know.
You know my theory. You're supposed to be here. You already know, Diva.
I already know.
Your house, your ball, everything.
Everything is right there in Memphis.
See, Dave, this is what you can do while we're gone. If you
Yeah.
want, you can come. You can come house sit.
Work remotely.
Remotely. Just
We might have
saying.
to talk after the show.
Just saying.
All right, my dears. Well, we're just about out of time. So it's been fun as always. And thank you all out there for watching, tuning in. Again, we're going to take a nice little summer break, do some traveling, and we will be back in action live in September. So I hope you will tune in then. And in the meantime, catch up on all the episodes you might have missed, because I'll still be posting those every first Thursday of the month as well. And before we leave, Princess, let's give Traveler's Guide another plug on DallasRadio.com.
To Venus and Mars with Princess Robin, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central
Time.
BFWIRadio.com.
So that's 5:00 our time.
5:00 Pacific.
2 hours. Okay. All right. Well, be sure and tune in. Let's see if we can get the closing to work, since the opening didn't work.
You need to be prepared to get on that keyboard, hubby. When
Right. I need to be ready. All right. Let's see. Here we go.